presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are LA.
Gorgeous night for baseball in the Motor City. The Angels coming off a series win against the Toronto Blue Jays, get ready to kick off a 3-game set against a pretty good Detroit Tigers baseball club. We welcome you inside this beautiful ballpark called Comerica Park, and back to Angels baseball on Fox Sports West along with Mark Kubica. I'm Victor Rojas. Now, I know the Tigers have been playing very good baseball, and they've got a chance to win a division, if not a wild card spot. But overall, Gooby, the last couple of seasons, the Angels have played well against Detroit.
Yeah, Victor, it's really hard to explain why and how they've been able to play so good against this Tiger club. Good club again this year, and they have been very solid. But the Angels have played exceptionally well against them in the last 26 games, 21-5. Hit very well with runners in scoring position, averaging over 5 runs a game, and have played very well here in this ballpark too, going 6-3 in the last 9. Tough to explain, but they've swung the bat very well and defended and pitched pretty well against the Tigers also.
They will have their hands full tonight with Justin Verlander on the mound, Mike Trout, a couple of guys that struggled against them. We will talk about that when we return. Back out to Comerica Park, game one of a three-game set against the Tigers coming up right around the bend. We mentioned Verlander's on the mound for the Tigers, and a couple of guys, especially Mike Trout, have struggled against Justin Verlander.
Yeah, he has, but he did have one really good swing against Justin Verlander back in 2012. Take a look at our tools of the trade brought to you by Ram Trucks. Verlander has pitched some really good games against the Angels, and particularly against Mike Trout. With that fastball right down the heart of the plate, he got that foot down. We talk about that smooth, short swing for Mike Trout, and he crushed that ball way out the left field against Verlander. Just 1 for 12 in his career. That one being this big fly against Verlander.
The Angels will send Ricky Nolasco to the mound and trying to pick up the first one of a three-game set. We're just about ready for baseball here in Detroit. Sit back and relax. Going to bring you the lineups and the first pitch when we return. Here in Detroit, Michigan, the Angels and the Tigers getting ready to battle in a three-game set this week, and the continuation of the six-game road trip that the Angels are currently on before they return home for a quick three-game homestand on Monday to take on the Cincinnati Reds. It is a beautiful night, 82 degrees, and just barely some wispy clouds up above. We're supposed to have good weather all weekend long, so that's always a good sign. Gooby, that's not a good sign there with Justin Verlander's on the mound and he is locked in. And you hope that he's not locked in tonight.
Well, I mean, he has had some very good games against the Angels, but this 5-7 overall in his career with a 3.77 ERA, been dominant against the Angels here his last two starts here at Comerica Park. But the Angels have played exceptionally well, like we talked about in the opening against the Tigers, 21-5 in the last 26 games.
With the Tigers having taken the field, we'll take a look at Mike Scioscia's lineup for the Angels, and it looks like this, and it's similar to what we saw at Toronto. Calhoun leading things off at right field, Trout at center, Albert Pujols at DH, C.J. Cron at first base, Andrelton Simmons at shortstop, Nick Buss at left field, Jeff Bandy behind the plate. Caleb Cowart is the third baseman, and Cliff Pennington tonight batting ninth and playing second base as they take on the 33-year-old right-hander native of Virginia, Goochland, Virginia. He's a product of Old Dominion, former first-round pick, and they just call him JV around here.
Yeah, fastball is 90-95, slider, curveball, changeup, all plus pitches for Verlander. But my go-tos to be successful against him, attack that fastball early and upset his rhythm. I was even asking Dave Hansen and Paul Sorrento what's their goals against Verlander tonight. Get him out of his rhythm. That's exactly what they felt would be the key, because he's a guy that's a high-energy pitcher. Just got to make sure you get him off his rhythm and his game early on, and you could score some runs.
Let's take a look at the defense for the Tigers this evening. Upton, MAYBIN, Martinez in the outfield from left to right. McGee, our old friend Ibar's short. Kinsler and Cabrera on the right side. McCann behind the plate.
And Ian Kinsler has been very good, especially with bat and with the glove this season for the Detroit Tigers. Third as far as fielding percentage amongst second baseman Oni Robinson-Cano and Jose Altuve, ahead on both Gold Glove winners. But Ian Kinsler, .990 fielding percentage at second base. One of those underrated players, can do it all. Can run, can field, and swing the bat.
And one heck of a leadoff man that can hit the ball with some authority and some power. Let's see if the Angels can keep it rolling. They had 17 hits 2 nights ago. Last night with 11 hits. And picking up the victories against the Blue Jays. Good test tonight. Another test tomorrow night with Michael Fulmer, rookie right-hander, on the mound for the Tigers. Cole hitting .268 with 12 home runs, 57 runs batted in. Had a 1-for-4 game last night. First one this evening is a fastball on the corner for a strike. Pat Hoberg calling the balls and strikes tonight. Mike Everett, the crew chief, at first. Jordan Baker at second base. Tim Timmons at third, the umpire and crew for this 3-game series. No balls, 2 strikes.
And one thing you see a lot from Verlander, especially early in the games, establishing in his fastball, his velocity on his fastball this season on the average has gone up. 93.2 miles per hour on his fastball this season as compared to 92.6 average fastball last year.
And last year just limited to 20 starts. Has spent a considerable amount of time on the DL with right triceps strain. Making his 27th start this season. This one's fouled back. The count remains at 0-2. If you hear a marching band in the distance, it's because there's a marching band in the distance. Michigan State night here at Comerica Park.
I'm sure they did that for Kirk Gibson, didn't they?
Yeah. And there is, I think it's actually for A.J. Octor, the only Spartan in Major League Baseball currently. And he happens to be in town on Michigan State night.
Well, I'll tell you what, he can't wipe that smile off his face. Saw him earlier today, saw him at the ballpark today. So excited to be here at Comerica Park.
Almost sounds like the outfield in Oakland. Almost.
Yeah.
One ball, 2 strikes. It's a festive atmosphere, that's for sure. This would foul back. Verlander's coming off a W against the Boston Red Sox, giving up a run on 3 hits, 6 innings of work, through just 98 pitches in that one. As a matter of fact, he's a guy that works over 100 pitches quite a few times. 4 times this year, just 4 times. You see Sunday's live. He has thrown less than 100 pitches in a start. Breaking ball off the glove, ricochets towards Kinsler, barehands it, and they throw out Calhoun. Now it goes a 1-4-3 for the first down of the game.
And again, Hal Kinsler is able to make that play, the redirection on the off the glove of Verlander to come in. So a 1-4-3 out at first base to start the game. And Cole, looking for that base hit, has really struggled in his career against Verlander. And that's the kind of play it's made behind you when you don't have any hits against them. These two combined, you look at Trout and Calhoun, 1 for 22 against Verlander.
Mike's coming off a 3-hit game. 3 for 4 with 4 runs batted in last night. Hitting now .316. 24 home runs, 82 runs batted in. I'll tell you what, second batter of the game. This is about as slow as I've ever seen Verlander. Very deliberate on the mound. Trout swinging first pitch, fouls it off.
It doesn't do that often, especially early in games, but knows he's had his troubles against Verlander. And Verlander trying, like I mentioned earlier, likes to establish the fastball beginning part of the game before utilizing that very good arsenal he has of secondary pitches.
No balls, 2 strikes. Trout back-to-back games with 3 hits in Toronto the last 2 nights. Done that 11 times this year, 3 hits or more. in the dirt. It's 1-2.
My Hyundai key for this game tonight. A little Eminem up here in Detroit. We'll play on this song from him. Swing for the moment. And obviously against Verlander, you don't get many opportunities to square up and score some runs against him. But if you get that opportunity, that moment where he makes a mistake, capitalize.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Verlander 13-7 and a 3.38 ERA. 173 and a third inning so far this year. As Trout lifts one out to right. JD Martinez has to come in on it. And he'll make the catch.
He had to go a long way for that one.
He'll make the catch on the ball that probably Kinsler should have caught. Or if you had a guy at first base that could move back on a ball, Mickey doesn't move all that well at first base. But that wasn't that far beyond the dirt.
He had to go a long way.
I don't see any real breeze or anything blowing. 2 outs, nobody on for Albert. JD Martinez now stretched out. Albert DHing, 259 average with 24 home runs and 100 runs batted in. Takes a strike. Two for 4 last night with an RBI. An RBI getting him to the century mark. 13th time in his career he's recorded 100 or more runs batted in. And he drives one out toward left center field. This one's going to go, and it's gone. Big fly for Albert Pujols. Make that 101 runs batted in. And he's at 585 career home runs. It's 1-0 Angels.
What a swing, and Albert's got great numbers not only against Verlander but against the Tigers in general. 360 batting average career-wise against the Tigers, 333 against Verlander. Make that now 7 for 19, picking up his first home run against the former Cy Young MVP and Justin Verlander. Fastball that ran, drifted middle part of the plate. And Albert Pujols, we talked about that in the pregame show, how he's been able to leverage that lower part of his body so well to drive baseballs out to left center field to center field. That was way out for home run number 25 for Albert.
Now 1 shy, tying Frank Robinson for 9th all time. CJ Cron takes a strike. There's the chase to 600. Well on his way. This one's fouled back. No balls, 2 strikes.
Boy, Albert, now on this road trip from going to Toronto here down to Detroit, 7 for 13 with 2 home runs, 5 RBI.
Cron pops it up on the first base side. Cabrera will run out of room. Count remains at 0-2. There's Cron's line, 272 with 11 home runs and 52 RBIs. Picked up a hit last night, 1 for 4. This was lined out toward right center field, and that'll fall in for a base hit. So back-to-back hits with 2 outs here in the first.
Some good swings early on against Verlander, including the out that Calhoun made it out off with the glove of Verlander. Verlander has thrown the ball so well in this ballpark against the Angels. 17 scoreless innings. There's 2 hits allowed over 2 starts, home starts against the Angels here. Including 18 strikeouts, has already given up 2 hits in this first inning, including the solo shot by Albert Pujols.
Andrelton Simmons batting in the 5th spot, fouls off the first pitch. Andrelton hitting 277, 16 doubles, a triple, home run, 27 RBIs. Albert, by the way, with that RBI now is 1,799 runs batted in. Frank Robinson is up next on that list as well, the 20th all-time. Robinson with 1,812 RBIs. Hank Aaron, the all-time leader, 2297.
But Frank, MVP of both leagues, American League and National League during his career. Again, you got to get Verlander early on, especially when he's throwing fastballs before he settles in. Talk about his slider, curve, and changeup, all plus pitches for Verlander. Well, you're right, Victor. His pace is a little bit slower than normal. Usually he's a guy that just grabs the baseball and just throws it. He's a little bit slower. It's usually a good sign, trying to frustrate him here. Take advantage while you can before he settles in.
I mean, even the second pitch of the game, he threw a first pitch strike to Calhoun, and then it took a while to get the second sign. It's just kind of odd, just based on his history. 0-2. It's down low. Nice block by McCann. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Home run by Pujols with 2 outs, and Chrome with a single out to center. He stands at first. Simmons chops it toward third. Casey McGee's got it. Across the diamond at the top of the first is into the books. Not before the Angels strike for a run. Albert Pujols with his 585th career home run, giving the Angels an early lead.
Boy, and he was able to jump on this fastball from Verlander. Look at that run action back to the middle of the plate, and Albert hits it out to left center field. 585.
Wolf's home run as Ricky Nolasco gets ready on the mound. This is the lineup that he will face. Brad Ausmus, the manager of the Detroit Tigers, has them in second place, 4.5 back, and Ian Kinsler will lead things off at second base. Cameron Maybin in center, Miguel Cabrera at first base, Victor Martinez at DH, JD Martinez the right fielder, Justin Upton in left, Casey McGee the third baseman, James McCann behind the plate, and our old friend Eric Ibar batting ninth and playing shortstop. Ricky Nolasco making his 26th start of the season. This will be his 5th as an Angel. Overall, he's 4-11 with a 5.22 ERA.
Yeah, 2-3 in his career versus the Tigers. My go-tos for Nolasco to be successful against his tough lineup. No free passes, no walks, get ahead of counts, and slider curve combo. Very effective for him his last time out.
Ian Kinsler comes in batting .275 with 22 home runs and 65 runs batted in. .336 on base percentage for the second baseman. That one's down and away. Even to count up at a ball and a strike. Breaking ball low. Last time Nolasco faced Detroit was on July 18th. Limited them to a run on 3 hits, 6 innings of work. That'll leave it a count of 2-2.
Good spot with that fastball. He also has a good split finger fastball for Nolasco.
You've seen the lineup. This is a 4th start he's had against them this year. Full count. Pretty spacious yard. 345 down the left field line. 420 to straightaway center. 330 down the right field line. 3-2. Kessler taps it foul. So reset and do it again. Tigers at 68-59, 4.5 back of the Indians. Played good baseball here at home, 35-26. The month of August, they are just 11-11. Pitched well though, continue to pitch well just over the last couple of months. Kessler drives one out toward left center field. Towering shot, but in this ballpark that'll stay in. Just got underneath it. One down. Check out the Angels on the defensive side of things. Buss, Trout, and Calhoun in the outfield from left to right. Cowart and Simmons on the left side. Pennington and Crone on the right with Bandy behind the plate.
And Cole Calhoun out in right field here in this ballpark. Mentioned being spacious, but very good as far as outfield assists. 29 of them, which leads all right fielders in Major League Baseball in that category over the last 3 seasons for Cole Calhoun.
Cameron MAYBIN takes a strike. 326 average through 66 games for MAYBIN. 7 doubles, 2 triples, a couple of home runs as he fouls this one off. And a swing and a miss. Proud number 2, first strikeout of the night for Nolasco.
And again, being aggressive, getting ahead and finish off a hitter quickly. When you're ahead in that position, you can expand the strike zone. Through that slow curveball, talked about that combination. That curveball, his last time out for Ricky Nolasco, very good. His slider's always been solid, but the curveball and the feel for that pitch, the differential between the speed of his fastball, curveball, very important.
Cabrera will look at a strike. Mickey doing Mickey type things this year at 33 years of age. He's hitting .311 with 28 home runs, and he's driven home 80. Also chipped in with 26 doubles. Count even up on him. 11-time All-Star, 2-time MVP. Triple Crown winner in 2012. Falls out of bed hitting. 2-1.
Got to believe in the top 3 all-time right-handed batters, don't you think? As far as pure hitters, if not at the top, all time. His coverage of the plate, how well he hits the ball the other way. 12 opposite field home runs this season for Cabrera, which is tops in baseball in that category. That's not fun when you're on the mound pitching and a guy can hit the ball out the other way against you. So that pretty much takes away, you would think, the breaking ball away, fastball away.
3-1 count. Nice crowd still arriving. Halo striking for a run on the Pujols home run at the top of the first. Nolasco vying for a shutdown inning. It's Cabrera to foul this one off his foot. Full count. Another pretty good hitter, Victor Martinez on deck. Cabrera takes a 3-2 outside. It's a walk. A 2-out free pass to Miguel Cabrera. Put a man on for Martinez.
That's one thing about Cabrera. Even though there's a lot of times during the course of the game pitchers will pitch around him, he's been patient. And Victor Martinez behind him here, though, has been very, very good himself. Batting average over 300. Very dangerous combination between Miguel Cabrera and Victor Martinez.
Good bounce back year for Victor. Struggled through last season, 120 games at just 245. Switch hitting DH. Hasn't really skipped a beat on either side of the plate. 293 from the right side, 309 from the left. This was lined toward the second base area, and that's Andrelton Simmons in the shift making the catch before the ball hit the ground. And there's your shutdown inning. Go ahead to the second. Angels up 1-0.
To you by Kia with Justin Verlander on the mound tonight for the Tigers. As far as active leaders in wins, Bartolo Colon at the top at 229, former Angel. CC Sabathia 222, another former Angel. John Lackey 174, and Justin Verlander with 170 career victories.
Nick Buss, Jet Bandy, Caleb Cowart for the Angels here in the second inning as Nick tries to bunt his way on and fouls it. Got a bunt base hit last night. His only hit of the night. 238. 3 doubles, a triple, home run, and 3 runs batted in. This one's out to center. MAYBIN broke in, now has to go back on it. 1 away. Brings up Jet Bandy. Hey, get your red on in 2017 to receive special benefits at great ticket prices by becoming an Angel season ticket holder. Call 888-796-HALO or just go to angel.com for details. Supposedly releasing the 2017 schedule first week of September, what I keep hearing.
Be the NL East in interleague play next year.
It's assumed. You never know. Yeah. That's the schedule, anyway. Bandy fouls off the first one. Oh, nice catch in the upper deck. Jet last night had a hit going 1 for 4.
Love this ballpark here in Detroit.
Down the line, that is a fair ball. McGee's got it. 2 down.
It's a long throw across the diamond for McGehee to be able to get Bandy at first base and stay right over the base and down the line.
Two up, two down, and Caleb Cowart coming up. Jason McGee seeing time at third base with Nick Castellanos on the disabled list. Caleb 5 for 22. It's being called up. A couple of doubles and a run batted in. It's probably going to be up here in September. Rosters expands. This one's fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, he's played exceptional defense since getting that recall, but more and more comfortable at the plate, both from the left side and the right side. Big double yesterday in the game.
One and two. That's been a topic of discussion over the last couple of years about the 40-man roster and expanding the roster, being able to expand the roster in September 1st to full 40 if you wanted to. After playing 5 months with a 25-man roster, this one's popped up. Hopefully that all gets worked down with the new collective bargaining agreement, and Eric Ibar puts that one away, and the Angels down in order as we head to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Angels.
Here in the bottom of the second because of that swing by Albert Pujols, the home run solo shot in the first. And now it's time for tonight's Cold Hard Facts, which are brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Talk about the most seasons with 100-plus RBIs since 1901. A-Rod at the top, 14 Jimmy Fox, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, and Albert Pujols right behind. Some amazing names connected with Albert Pujols in his Hall of Fame career.
JD Martinez bouncing one foul. Nice play by Caleb, even though it's a foul ball. 0-1 count. It is an amazing number, even though there are some out there that think that the RBIs are a worthless stat, meaningless statistic.
No. Just ask anybody who's ever been on that pitching mound if that's a meaningless statistic.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Otherwise, if you didn't have that, then I'd have a 0 ERA.
You know why a lot of people, those that probably think that the RBI category is not worthy of the mention that it gets quite often. It does get mentioned quite often. It's average home runs and RBIs. Is because I think those same individuals can't quantify the term clutch or what it takes to actually be in a position to hit in those type of situations. And there are guys that thrive in those opportunities, and there are guys that just simply can't or have never been able to. Now, granted, it takes a lot of things have to fall in place, right? You've got to have base runners on board. And this is a team in the Angels that somehow have, even though they have really struggled this year on the offensive side, they're 10th in the American League in runs scored. So to me, that puts a bigger emphasis on Albert's runs batted in. As JD Martinez picks up a single to lead off the second inning.
And trust me, when it comes to pitchers, when there's men on base, you bear down even more so. The focus and the concentration. You look at a lot of times where hitters, the real good ones, their batting average is higher when men are on base compared to when there's no one on base. Because a lot of times the pitcher will just say, oh, there's no one on, I'm going to challenge with a fastball. But if there's a man on second or a man on third, all of a sudden that first pitch could be a nasty slider or a fastball in on the hands. So for me, an RBI is a pretty good indication of how good of a hitter you are in those big moments.
I certainly don't think it's the end-all be-all of the measure of a player on the offensive side of things, but to just discount it as some do, it's somewhat laughable. Justin up to the left fielder, hitting .233. Just saw his brother Melvin in Toronto. He had a couple of hits last night, 3 to be exact. Fouls this one back. No balls, 2 strikes.
By the way, let's go back to some of those names that Albert's connected with. Jimmy Fox, Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth. That's a pretty good indication how important those RBIs are.
Right. I'll give you wins for pitchers. That to me is like whatever. 5 innings is the requisite to go. I don't think that's a true measure of a pitcher, because some of those things are beyond your control. I get that. Runs batted in, I think there's something to be said about it. Slugging percentage, on base percentage important as well.
I think innings and ERA are real big indicators for pitchers.
Whip as well.
Yep.
I think is good.
Sometimes you can't control if your team is not scoring you a lot of runs. That was the big knock on Nolan Ryan for a lot of years. He's barely over a 500 pitcher. Well, he can't necessarily score the runs, although there was an occasion when he was a hitter in the National League, but you can't score the runs.
And this one off the glove of Cowart, trickles into foul territory. It's a fair ball and a fan touches it. And that means just 2 bases. Martinez advances to third and Upton stands at second. It's a double.
Boy, Upton with real good career numbers against Nolasco. This goes right down the line, a tough in-between hop, and Cowart's been able to get everything. There's that tough hop off the glove. Tried to backhand it to be able to put himself in position to get that force out at second off the glove. Ends up being a double for Upton. .409 career hitter against Nolasco. And he'll go up now, 10 for 23. Right there, the fan touches it. The field of play is able to bring that one back in, though. Well, it's a very dangerous Tiger lineup. And on the last 4 games on the offensive side, they've scored 35 runs. That's a little bit less than 9 runs per game. So they are on a roll at this point, and they are pretty good as far as having those big innings. So very important now for Nolasco to stop that threat of a big inning.
Casey McGee, the third baseman, playing his 19th game. Mentioned getting the starting nod at third with Castellanos on the DL. Nobody out here in the second. This is bounced to the left side. Simmons has it. I think he's coming home. It's a good throw, and JD Martinez is tagged out. One away. Nice play by Andrelton.
So often we talk about that baseball IQ for Simmons. Usually a lot of times the beginning part of the game, but he knows he's not only going to make that play, he's going to keep Upton at second, so you're still keeping that force out at third and potential double play. And with his strong throwing arm, he's able to get Martinez at the plate. What a play by Andrelton Simmons. So often you'll give up that run and this throw across the diamond. Perfect timing to be able to make that throw because he has that type of throwing arm for Simmons.
One out, runners at first and second. James McCann, the catcher at the plate. .224 average, 11 home runs. He's driven home 42. Double play candidate. Takes a strike. Coming off a 4-for-5 game yesterday with 3 runs batted in. This one, he was down in the dirt. That included his 11th home run. Tigers came home after playing at Target Field. Minnesota ended up going to Toronto. In a 3-game series there at the Rogers Center tonight, beginning tonight. Upton, the base runner at second, and McGee at first.
It's a good two-seam fastball from Nolasco. Candace, a 192 career hitter against the Angels. If he makes contact on that running fastball, that's going to be a ground ball in an infield, or potentially be a double play ball, and get through this with no damage. Brad Ausmus, the manager for the Tigers. They've been playing much better of late. 4 straight games they've won. Mentioned how much they've swung the bats in the last 4 games.
Tigers hitting .263 in the month of August with 28 home runs. They're second in average overall, 4th in home runs, 6th in runs scored. Second in on-base percentage and 4th in slugging. Having Miguel Cabrera and Victor Martinez in the middle of the order kind of helps that. Not only that, the career that all of a sudden has begun for JD Martinez, now in his 3rd season with the Tigers.
It's amazing what he has done as a member of the Tigers compared to what we saw when he's with the Astros.
Released in spring training 2014 and picked up 2 days later by Detroit. 1-2. Reaching for a little pop up out the shallow left. That should be an infield fly rule. It is. 2 down.
And that all-important last out of an inning. You've gotten 2 quick outs here with some pressure on. Got to keep that focus if you're Ricky Nolasco here now. It's our old friend and Eric Ibar who could do some things with the bat. Also, you got to be aware just in case. He could always try to push bunt, drag bunt.
So 2 outs, 2 on. Eric Ibar coming to the plate. Recently picked up at a deal from the Atlanta Braves. This will be his 9th game with Detroit. He's 7 for 30 so far with a couple of doubles, a home run, 2 runs batted in. Eric now 32 years of age. He'll be a free agent at the end of the season. Takes outside. 10 seasons with the Angels at .276, 222 doubles, 43 home runs, 417 RBIs, 141 stolen bases.
Won a Gold Glove also at short.
That was back in 2011, an All-Star in 2014. 2 balls, no strikes. Long bottom of the 2nd. But Nolasco trying to get out of it. Still up 1-0. Two at 1. It's odd to see Ibar with a double-digit number on his back. All too familiar number 2 now being worn by Andrelton Simmons.
Talked to him earlier today. He's so happy to be wearing this Tiger uniform. Considering how the struggles, not only himself, but Atlanta Braves team has been making that transition into a new stadium 2017.
He's hitting .242 for Atlanta when he got traded. He shoots this one down the left field lob and will slice foul. 2-2. Off to a very slow start with the Braves. At least picked it up a little bit. Got moved to Detroit, and all of a sudden now he's 4.5 back in a division race. Jet Bandy running through the Rolodex of signs for Nolasco. Upton at second and McGee at first. 1-0 Angels. We're still in the bottom of the second. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball outside, a full count.
You know, that one pitch at Eric Ibar always had a tough time, especially when he was struggling, is that slider down and in when he's batting left-handed. Trying to throw a breaking ball, but this time it slipped out of his hand and off the outside corner.
Runners will get a head start here. 3-2. And it's a walk, so they're loaded up. And it's Ian Kinsler coming up. Second walk issued by Nolasco. Last thing you want to do is walk that number 9 hitter to get back to the top of this lineup.
And when we talk about go-tos as far as Nolasco to be successful, no free passes, well, 2 already. You're facing a guy with good career numbers. Winning the game 346 for Kinsler against Nolasco. Time to fly out center field his first at bat. You know, a difficult spot here now.
With 2 outs, the bases loaded. Nolasco's going to work from the stretch. 1-0 count.
Looked like he tried to turn into that breaking ball. Very dangerous to throw him anything on the inside part of the plate, especially elevated inside against Kinsler. A .333 batting average against Nolasco.
Fastball drilled out towards center field. Trout moving back into his left. Will track it down for the 3rd out. The Tigers will leave them loaded, and the Angels will take a 1-0 lead to the 3rd.
What an outstanding decision and play by Simmons. The reason why the Tigers didn't score.
Angels, courtesy of the PUJOLS home run in the first inning. Angels will send up Pennington, Calhoun, and Trout here in the third against Justin Verlander, who retired the sign in order. On a couple of fly ball outs and a ground down in the second. Calhoun, pardon me, Pennington's first plate appearance. Calhoun on deck. Fifth inning, 227, 3 home runs and 9 RBIs.
Seemed like Verlander's taking a long time in between pitches. It's so not like him. Usually he has a pretty good game plan going in. It's good news for Angels hitters. Usually when you see him just standing on that pitching rubber and looking in and throwing the baseball quickly, means he's locked in. Still not locked in yet.
Two balls, one strike. Verlander making his 16th career start against the Angels. Mentioned earlier, 5-7 with a 3.77 ERA. 6-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year, Cy Young MVP in the same season in 2011. Pennington will go down swinging for the first down. First strikeout of the night for Verlander. 1 out. A lot of construction around the downtown area. That there is the Little Caesars Arena for the Red Wings, scheduled to open next fall. But, a lot of buildings, a lot of especially residential towers going up and around this area.
There's a lot of excitement. It's great to see for the city of Detroit making that comeback.
Good to see all 3 teams hunkered down right here in downtown with the Lions next door, Comerica, and then of course the Little Caesars Arena just on the other side of the freeway. Cole swinging wildly at the high fastball. It's an 0-1 count. Oh for 1. Hit one hard. That was going to go up the middle, but redirected by Verlander to Kinsler. Going as a 1-4-3 put out. No balls, 2 strikes.
Right, another nice play by a fan.
What are the odds? His name's Verlander too.
Who knew?
Crazy.
Well, Verlander wasn't able to catch that line drive up the middle by Cole Calhoun in the first inning. Got an assist on it. That fan was able to make a play himself with the Verlander jersey on, though.
And that is the second strikeout of the night. And we've said time and time again, when you see Justin Verlander, the last thing you want him to do is start to get locked in.
That hard slider down and in. Both strikeouts this inning. Pennington, Calhoun, that same pitch down and in.
John, a fly ball to right field in the first. He's 0 for 1 as you see Verlander's last 10 starts. 6-1 record. 1 loss to Kansas City 2 starts ago. And in that one he gave up 5 runs, 3 earned in 7 innings.
Remember in the beginning part of the year, everyone was concerned about how he was pitching. He said, don't worry about it. In the end, you're going to see some great numbers. Well, you are seeing some great numbers again from Verlander.
Took the loss against the Angels on May 30th at the Big A. 7 strikeouts, no walks, 7 1/3. Allowed just 4 hits in that one. Late action there. 1-2.
And he's starting to really feel comfortable with his slider now. Trout with pretty good career numbers against the Tigers. 271 coming into the game and 8 home runs, but 294 here in this ballpark with 3 home runs.
Two. Trout takes a called strike 3. Apparently on the outside part of the plate. Verlander strikes out the side. We head to the bottom of the 3rd, 1-0 Angels. Ticketwood Modern Day takes on Bishop Amat in the game of the week. And on Fox Sports Go app, watch 4 additional games streaming live, including Chaminade and Oaks Christian. Coverage begins tonight at 7 p.m.
I hear you working there. Getting that Chaminade game in there.
Just read it. Ron Burgundy moment. Cameron MAYBIN to lead things off here in the bottom of the 3rd. It is 1-0 Angels. Verlander, by the way, striking out the side. A questionable pitch. The last strike called to Trout, but gets rung up. MAYBIN, Cabrera, Martinez here in the 3rd for Detroit. Long bottom of the 2nd for Ricky Nolasco, but got out of it unscathed. There's a leadoff single to start. MAYBIN, the only strikeout for Nolasco, was on board. You got to pay attention to him with his 14 stolen bases.
Maybe now 6 for 11 against Nolasco in his career. Bandy over 40% as far as throwing out base stealers this year. Will be tested here early on. Nolasco's given up 6 stolen bases in 8 attempts.
Good lead for MAYBIN at first. 1 ball, no strikes. A loft speed pitch that slipped out of the hand. One. Cabrera was taken the whole way there.
Cabrera's rolled into 20 double plays this year. So that's why you might see MAYBIN moving at some point here. Cabrera can hit the ball to all fields so well. Be careful on that right side of the infield.
Tigers 9th in the stolen base category with 51 bags. MAYBIN doesn't go, and Cabrera skies one out toward right center. Trout calling for it. One down.
Big out there for Nolasco against Cabrera. Take a look at our pitch by pitch for Nolasco against one of the greatest hitters. Break a ball, slipped out of his hand inside, well off the plate, and then fastball inside corner, evens it up at 1. And then fastball once again, little running action on a two-seam fastball, jammed him. Fly ball to center field. Good sequence by Nolasco against Miguel Cabrera. Early on, some good movement on his fastball for Nolasco with his two-seamer.
Victor Martinez lined out. Andrelton Simmons on the second base side of the field. The shift on. Will take low. Martinez hitting .304 with 23 home runs, 75 runs batted in. Now 37 years of age. Came up as a catcher with the Cleveland Indians. Ground ball. Should be 2. Pennington to Simmons. That's an easy double play. 4-6-3 variety. We are through 3 here. Comerica, the Angels up 1-0.
In the top of the 4th, reason why. It's our top tier play of the game. Albert Pujols brought to you by Arco. Verlander tried to sneak a fastball to the outside part of the plate, but Albert, 25th home run of the season, 585th of his career, 101st RBI for Albert Pujols. The reason why the Angels lead this one 1-0.
Albert swinging first pitch, fouls it. 0-1 count. Pujols, Cronin, Simmons for the Angels here in the 4th. Only other home run that Albert has hit against Justin Verlander was back in the 2006 World Series. Cardinals and Tigers. .600 home runs on the brink, but next up on the list, Frank Robinson, 9th all time, 586.
He's just talking about catching and passing Mark McGwire just a couple days ago. Now getting that much closer to Frank Robinson. Even in that number 9 all-time list as far as home runs for Pujols.
Albert to go down swinging for the first down. That's 4 straight strikeouts for Verlander.
It's been that pitch really has been working for Verlander. Hard slider, almost like a cut fastball. If you try to pull that pitch, it's going to be impossible to make contact. You got to think in terms of up the middle or the other way if you're a right-handed batter against him.
TJ Crone had a base hit in the first, so he's 1 for 1. High fastball 0-2. Whatever issues Verlander was having through the first couple of innings as far as maybe getting on the same page with McCann or just a comfort zone. They certainly figured that out here in the last inning plus.
And all of a sudden you're seeing a little better velocity on the fastball. That one at 95. It's always been a trademark of Verlander. As the game progresses, the velocity increases. Especially in his MVP Cy Young Award season. He would start out the game 91, 92, 6th inning 94, 95, and by the 8th and 9th inning he was rushing up there 98, 99 on a consistent basis to finish off games.
Down goes Crone. 2 outs. Looked like CJ maybe thinking off speed there. He was late on that fastball.
Yeah, another 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Right on the outside corner. A little bit above the belt.
Simmons grounded out to McGee in the first. Andrelton is 0 for 1. Trying to snap that streak of strikeouts. 5 straight now for Verlander. The breaking ball drops in there. That was a knee buckler of a breaking ball. Two balls, 1 strike.
And there's not many pitchers can take 4+ pitches out to the mound on a consistent basis. Felix Hernandez is one of those guys over the years. Same thing with Verlander. Fastball, slider, curveball, changeup, all plus pitches for him. A lot of times the pitcher happy to go out with 2 pitches working that particular day. Verlander's been one of those guys that's been able to maintain that for all 4 pitches.
Three and 1. Nick Buss on deck. Verlander with 170 career wins. This one's fouled back. Full count. Three-two. Fouled off again. That's the 5 strikeouts tonight. Matter of fact, Verlander's strikeouts per 9 innings up. The first time since 2009. He led the league at 10.1 strikeouts per 9. He's at 9.4 this year. He hadn't touched 9 since the 2012 season. And he issues a walk. Trying to sneak that fastball in. That's the first free pass issued by the right-hander.
Remember the conversation when Verlander seemed to have been dealing with some health issues as far as his arm. Is he going to be able to make that transition to a guy that's going to have to deal with the fact that velocity on the fastball wasn't going to be there like it was in the past? Well, like I mentioned earlier today, his velo is picked up a little over half a mile per hour so far this season on the average. And the other pitchers are always going to be there for him, but the velocity's picked back up. He's always been a guy that's been able to drive towards the plate, utilize his legs and lower part of his body to maintain that velocity throughout his career. And also always been extremely difficult to steal a base against. He's only allowed 3 stolen bases in 7 attempts against him this year. He's got 2 pickoffs, 26 career pickoffs for Verlander.
On top of that, you got McCann, who's throwing out 52%. Pretty good. If you like that stat, it's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Throwing out over half the base runners. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's okay.
One-0. Buffs takes a strike. Just borderline, gets to the top part of the zone. Nick hit a fly ball to center field while leading off the second. One nothing Angels. We are in the top of the 4th, and Verlander paying a lot of attention to Andrelton Simmons with 2 outs. Andrelton with 4 stolen bases on the year. Simmons started to go in the stop. Bus pops it up. Ian Kinsler's there. Halos are done here in the 4th. We'll hit to the bottom of the inning. It's 1-0 Angels.
Angels up 1-0 over Detroit Tigers in Game 1. America Park. Welcome back, everyone. Ken French with you in the stands. And yesterday in Toronto, we saw Troy Glaus, member of the 2002 World Series team. Scott Shields is now with us in attendance. Scott, thanks so much for being here. And how much fun is it to go out there on the field and see some of your fans reminisce? I saw you talking to Jared Weaver a little bit earlier.
It's a lot of fun. Just coming back. I don't come back, go to the games that often, but when I do, it's nice to see some familiar faces. And Jared's the only guy left on teams I played with, so it was a little strange, but it was fun.
You spent your entire 10-year career with the Halos. When you look back at that time with the Angels, what are some of the things that stand out to you?
Well, obviously the World Series was a big part. Being around a great coaching staff, and a lot of them are still here today. And then guy on the other side of on the other dugout today, K-Rod, you know, being his setup man for most of my career, that's pretty fun. You know, when I got done with my work, and just sit back and watch him do his thing.
Garrett Anderson just got inducted in the Halos Hall of Fame. Some of the memories of GA when you were playing with him.
Just awesome teammate. Couldn't ask for a better teammate. I used to sit in front of him on the plane and just pick his brain about hitting, just so it helped me with pitching. And just like I said, the best teammate you can ever think of having.
Since 2011, you've been retired. What have you been up to? You got quite the crew. First of all, you got to introduce me who you're with here tonight.
I'm with my daughter Ella and some of her volleyball teammates. We got Ella back here, Eve, Aaron, Sarah, and Ava. Big volleyball tournament tomorrow, so I spend most of the day tomorrow doing that.
So you just been the dad then? That's pretty much what you're doing.
Yeah, being the dad, just driving them around, and that's the reason that I retired, was just so I can make sure I was there for all their activities, and I'm able to do that now.
And you don't live too far up the road from the stadium, right?
No, I live 25 minutes, so it's a nice little quick ride.
Any baseball? Been coaching at all? Giving any advice to kids in the neighborhood, in the colleges?
At the middle school, I help out coach a little bit. Just help out whenever I can. And that's about it right now. Who knows down the future if I get into anything more, but right now that's about the extent of it.
You said you only come here to games when the Angels are in town. When you're watching guys on the mound, is it tough not to kind of critique and watch what they're doing and maybe kind of knowing what they're doing right and wrong?
Yeah, you try not to, but it's still, you still get it, you know. It's fun, you know. I think I got out at the right time. These pitchers nowadays, man, they're throwing 99, 100 miles an hour with these. So, but it is fun watching, and I do critique a little bit, and especially, you know, if I'm even at home, like if I'm watching Jared pitch or John Lackey, or, you know, guys that I played with, it's it's like I'm out there with them.
I do have one more question for you. Your name's Setup Man of the Decade in the 2000s. Give one piece of advice to a setup man now.
Throw strikes and have a quick memory. You know, you're gonna get your share of losses and runs given up, but you got to turn the page real quick and come and get the next guy.
Scotty, appreciate you spending the time. Enjoy the family. Enjoy retirement. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right, Victor, Gooby, back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Fredchie. And the rubber band man, Scott Shields. It didn't matter. He wanted the baseball every single day, never iced.
No, I
always went out there.
Love my conversations over the years with Shieldsy. I mean, you talk about a power running fastball. He can almost throw his fastball every single pitch with that movement he had. One of the all-time greats wearing that Angel uniform.
2 quick outs for Nolasco. The breaking ball is in there for a strike on McGee. Third baseman reached down the fielder's choice in the second inning. That was the play that Simmons threw home to gun down J.D. Martinez. Out toward left center, Nick Boss moving over. At a 1-2-3 inning for Nolasco, the first time tonight that he's retired the side. We'll head to the fifth. It's 1-0 Angels. Fox Sports West is brought to you by Subaru, making the world a better place. That's why we donate to causes we care about. And by El Pollo Loco, 5 meals under 500 calories. Try them at El Pollo Loco.
High above Comerica Park, downtown Detroit, game 1 of a 3-game series. It is a beautiful night, a beautiful summer night for baseball. The Angels with a 1-0 lead, courtesy of the Albert Pujols home run in the first. There's the gorgeous sky behind us. Jeff Bandy to lead things off against Justin Verlander. It'll be the bottom third of the order for the Angels here in the 5th. Bandy, COWART, and Pennington. Verlander with 5 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2 hits allowed.
Looked like McCann wanted to start off Bandy with a fastball, shook him off to a curveball. See if he stays that course. Curveball a little bit off the outside corner.
Sounded like it broke his bat. It bounced over to short. Ibar on the first, 1 out. Get your red on to create memories with the family. Angels baseball, great family fun for everyone. For only $44, get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 soft drinks with the Friends and Family Fun Pack. Visit angels.com for more info. A lot of Angel fans attended your batting practice, swarming that first base side.
Yeah, quite a few today. Mike Trout, as usual, signed a number of autographs.
KALEB 0 for 1. He popped out. That was to a high bar. Jammed him. Tell you what, it's a different KALEB COWART than what we've seen in the big leagues before. More confident swing, shorter, and very aggressive. Not feeling for the baseball. After having a terrific season at Salt Lake this year.
Quite a few extra base hits. That's a pretty good combination you have to deal with there for a young hitter against Verlander. Fastball in, he followed up with a curveball inside part of the plate but down. The difference in the speeds between 95 and 81. Nice job of laying off that pitch.
Breaking ball, that'll lock him up. 2 down. The Angels have a total of 2 hits, both in the first inning. Pulls a home run. Crone with a single, and that has been all against Justin Verlander. Not that the Tigers have done much of anything else against Rick and Alaska. They have a total of 3 hits. Both guys have certainly settled down.
Both throwing a lot of first pitch strikes between the 2 of them.
Verlander's topped out at 96 so far. Pennington fouls it back. Cliff struck out swinging, leading off the 3rd inning.
I love what Scott Shields said to Ken French about advice for setup men down in the bullpen about throwing strikes, first pitch strikes. Well, both these starters are certainly doing the same thing. Velasco has faced 16 batters. He's thrown 12 first pitch strikes. Verlander faced 18 batters, 13 of them first pitch strikes.
Pennington shoots one out the left field, hit pretty well, up to his back on the track. makes the catch as the Angels are down at 0. To the bottom of the 5th we go. 1-0 Halo. On top as we start the bottom of the 5th inning. Take a look at Ricky Nolasco's line so far. He has a couple of strikeouts and 2 walks, 3 hits allowed. 55 pitches so far. He's got 8, 9, and 1 coming up, facing Detroit here in the 5th.
Going to pick up that first W as an Angel.
James McCann, the catcher, 0 for 1. He popped out to Simmons in the 2nd. I mentioned trying to pick up his first win, this being his 5th start since coming over. Trade to send Hector Santiago to the Minnesota Twins. Alex Meyer coming over in that deal as well from Minnesota. Hope to see him here in September at some point. This is punched to the right side. It's a leadoff single. 3rd time tonight that the Tigers have led off an inning with a base hit. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP.
Long look over for McCann over to 3rd base. Dave Clark, the 3rd base coach. Ibar handles the bat well.
Eric worked the walk in the 2nd, 1 of 2 for Nolasco.
Quick throw over there to see if anything might be on, to see if Eric Ibar would square around the bunt. It's by design.
Pulled foul.
By first base coach Omar Vizquel. We talk a lot about Anderson Simmons this year. What a shortstop Vizquel was. Unbelievable. Fantastic major league career.
Again, looking down at the sides, put on by Clark. Third down to second, and McCann is gunned down. One away.
Looked like somebody missed something on that play right there. No, never look back, McCann, as if it was a straight steal. But there's no way he's going to be stealing, you would think.
Yeah, not so much.
That had to be a missed sign.
Yeah.
By somebody, whether Eric Ibar or McCann. That was certainly a pitch that was elevated enough where you can at least put it in play. Bandy will take it.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Work on that throwing out percentage. Mentioned over 40% for Bandy.
3-1. And Ibar's worked 2 walks. Yeah. Eric Ibar's worked 2 walks in the game.
That's not easy.
He had 1 in his first 8 games with the Tigers. He's got 2 tonight.
He had 21 on the season.
He's on board, and Kinsler's coming to the plate. Kinsler tonight has hit a fly ball twice to Trout.
Ibar always a threat to try to steal a base.
This one's hit down the line, foul, just out in front of it. 0-1 count. Ball and a strike. The only run in this game, of course, the Pujols home run. Velasco picked up his 1 and only 1-2-3 inning in the 4th. This is pulled foul again. 1-2. He keeps pitching that 2-seamer in on right-handed batters all night long.
It's that good movement. It starts on the inside corner, then runs off. Very difficult for hitters to keep that one fair.
Good lead for Ibar at first. Kinsler punches it out to right field. Cole coming in will make the catch. 2 down. Ibar back to first.
That's 2 at-bats for Kinsler. Kinsler's hit the ball well. Trout runs down the one before. Now Cole Calhoun does the same against Kinsler.
So 2 down and a man at first. Cameron MAYBIN coming up. 1 for 2 so far. MAYBIN with a single to start the third. Shows bunt, takes low. We talked about Verlander earlier, his delivered pace. It's about as deliberate as we've seen Nolasco as well, with or without men on base. And MAYBIN shoots one out to the alley in left center field. Trout racing over, not going to get there. Ibar heading to third. He's going to be stopped there as Trout gets the baseball back in. It's a double for MAYBIN. And the Tigers have runners at second and third with 2 outs, and Miguel Cabrera coming up.
And Dave Clark made sure he stopped Ibar at third base. Thought about it for a second, but you have Cabrera coming up. I want to take that chance to get Ibar thrown out because that baseball's in quickly to Simmons with that arm. Very good decision by Dave Clark, third base coach, to keep Ibar at third base.
Figure the intentional walk is forthcoming. Or maybe one of those pitch around him.
Well, that's when you put yourself in a dangerous position against Miguel Cabrera, especially because his numbers against breaking balls, and that's a lot of times what they'll try to do. You can try to pitch around a very good hitter like Cabrera.
Swinging first pitch and fouls it back. He had a pitch to hammer.
And that was right down the heart of the play. I mentioned that batting average for Cabrera versus breaking balls this season. 373. Leads the majors in that category. You got to be real careful. The reason why it's so good is because he's got that coverage of the plate and hits the ball so well the other way.
What a one.
Career numbers versus Nolasco. Coming into game 278 for Cabrera, though. Victor Martinez, 412.
Good speed on the bases. Ibar at third, MAYBIN at second. 1-1, foul back, 1-2. Another good hack by Cabrera.
And a lot of fastballs so far. That's 3 of them. Big moment here for Ricky Nolasco. Finally went to the slider. After 3 straight fastballs.
Here comes the 2-2. A little squibber up the line, and it goes foul. You don't see Cabrera expanding his zone too often, but Ricky got him to do it there.
Tried to chase another slider out of the strike zone. And we mentioned that batting average for Cabrera on a breaking ball. So far, 2 really good ones in a row from Nolasco against him, though.
Another 2-2. And Cabrera shoots one out to right center field. Trout was shading him that way. He'll put it away for the third out. 5 in the books to Detroit. Halos maintaining a 1-0 lead.
Coverage of baseball. Eric Hosmer with a big 3-run home run in the first inning. Kansas City with 5 runs at the top of the first, lead Boston 5-1 in the 5th inning. The Royals have been hot of late, 10-1 last 11. Let's go to Fenway Park for a game break. As Eric Hosmer, that swing he had against right. Little knuckleball went the other way off the top of the Green Monster for a 3-run home run. For Eric Hosmer, as the Kansas City Royals continue to put heat on both Detroit and Cleveland in the AL Central.
Halos sending up the top of the order here in the 6th inning against Justin Verlander. Calhoun, Trout, and Pujols. Cole 0 for 2, struck out his last time up. 6 punch outs, 1 walk, 2 hits for Verlander tonight. One ball, 1 strike.
Just a little bit off the inside corner. What we've seen when Verlander throws a fastball in against a left-handed batter, will follow it up with a curveball in that same area of the strike zone.
Back upstairs again.
Well, the splits this year for Verlander versus lefty versus righty, exactly the same at 212. 11 home runs against lefties coming into the game, 11 home runs versus righties. Now 12 home runs versus right-handed batters with Albert Pujols' home run in the first.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Halos with a run on 2 hits. They've stranded 2. Tigers, no runs, 5 hits. Have left 6 on base. Velasco twice in this game has left a couple of men on board. Left them loaded in the 2nd. Full count.
Get some add-on runs against Verlander here. It's been very good since that first inning.
Three-two on the way. He's laid on it. rockets that one into the seats. Cole, sounded like he broke his bat, pulls it foul.
Cole still looking for his first career hit against Verlander. 0 for 12 now.
I mean, never fun to have an offer by your name, but if it's a guy like Verlander, okay, at least it's Verlander. Right?
Yeah. I mean,
there's consolation in that, isn't there?
Well, we could say that. I know that Cole will be saying something different.
No, I'm agreeing. Yeah, he would love to have a number of hits against him, but it's not a number 5 starter that nobody's ever heard of.
I mean, he mixes and matches so well both sides of the plate. It's difficult to hit against him. Not many people have great numbers against him.
Goes down swinging for the first down here in the 6th.
Now it's flashback. It's our Carl's Cam replay back to July 17, 2012. What a mammoth home run for Mike Trout here at Comerica Park, going the other way, way out to right center field for Mike Trout.
Fouls it off. Again, jumping on that first pitch.
I remember that home run and talking to Al Kaline, one of the all-time great Tigers. He just loves the way Trout hits the baseball, and he saw, that's what he saw a lot in his career, that type of power going the other way. And Trout, this is a special player, one of his favorite players to watch. Kaline, one of the all-time great Hall of Famers. Got to see him again today. What a great human being, too.
Al's here all the time.
There he is.
There he is.
He just loves Mike Trout. Loves him.
Two-one count.
And Trout in one of those break a ball counts against Verlander's got very good numbers on the break a ball of the season. 318, 7th best in the majors. Cabrera at the top. Mike Trout down there at 7th in all of Major League Baseball on breaking balls.
And he hits a towering fly ball to center field.
Well, he just missed that. Got an all-speed pitch. He was on it.
MAYBIN puts it away for the second out.
Well, that's one of those pitches you throw, and a hitter like Trout hits that, and you're just like, oh man, did I get away with that one? Well, he didn't get away with one in the first inning against Albert Pujols, though. Albert with 376 home runs against different pitchers. With Verlander tonight, he had 376 different pitchers he's hit a home run against in his career. In my Hyundai key for this game, swing for the moment. Albert did that back in the first, almost got a pitch right there to do the same again. And when you get a mistake from Verlander, he doesn't make many, especially over his last 3 starts against the Angels here at this ballpark. Got to square it up.
One for 2 tonight with a home run in the first, the strikeout in the 4th. This is pulled to third. McGee's got it. And he robs Albert of his second hit of the night. The Angels down in order here in the 6th. It's still 1-0 though, heading to the bottom of the inning.
1-0. Otis Schlaff is first. Big league game here at Tiger Stadium. Lauren, our good friend Evan Schlaff's wife and son, first game at Tigers. We're in that uni from the area. That's awesome. Otis, my man.
Ricky Nolasco back out on the mound here at the bottom of the 6th inning. Got into some trouble in the 5th. He'll face Martinez, and Upton. Victor, JD, and Justin. Martinez tonight 0 for 2, a line out in the 1st inning, a double play ball in the 3rd. Pulled down the line, and that is a fair ball. Crone unable to get there. It'll go to the wall, and Victor Martinez on his way to second with a leadoff double. That's his 20th of the season. Again, another leadoff hit for Detroit.
So far, Nolasco's been able to work around that. That break ball got around that curveball. And Martinez is having an outstanding season. Stayed back on that one well and hooks that right down the right field line. 20th double for Victor Martinez.
To a man in scoring position, and it's JD Martinez at the plate. A single in the 2nd, a strikeout in the 4th. Missed inside. Evens up the count of the ball at a strike. And Martinez lines one out to left center field. Victor will come in to score. On his way to second is JD, and he is in there with an RBI double, and we are tied up at 1. Ricky's been living on the edge most of the night. He's been able to get out of it. But back-to-back doubles to start the 6th.
Another breakable, little top hand swing on that one, and he ended up hooking that into left center field. For RBI number 62, 27 double for JD Martinez, who scores Victor Martinez back-to-back doubles. Mislocation with 2 breakables in a row, and it's been very good for him so far in Nolasco, but these last 2 Tigers hitters have made him pay for it a 3rd time through.
To left field, and the Tigers are on top. 3-1 here in the 6th. 2 doubles and a home run. This one by Justin Upton, his 17th.
Upton has outstanding power, and he's been hot of late as far as the long ball. And real good numbers career-wise against Nolasco. He's got a double, now a home run, 2 for 3 in this game. And another breakable. That slider backed up that spinning breakable on the inner half of the plate. No doubt on that swing from Upton. Plays right into his swing path. Well out for a 2-run home run.
Still nobody out. Casey McGehee, the third baseman, takes low. McGehee tonight 0 for 2. A fielder's choice and a fly ball to left. Eight hits now allowed by Nolasco. 3 runs so far here in the 6th. Dribbler toward short. 1 out.
Looking at numbers this season for Nolasco. First time through a lineup, 292. Second time through, 243. But the third time through, 317 hitters have hit against Nolasco that third time through so far. MAYBIN's third time through a double. Victor Martinez a double. JD Martinez a double, and then home run by Upton. So the hitter's trying to make the adjustment now, up to Ricky Nolasco to make the adjustment himself.
There's James McCann. 1 for 2 with a pop-up and a single. The Angels begin to get someone ready in the bullpen. Little dribbler toward third. Cowart has to hurry. Fortunately, we've got McCann running. 2 down.
And that arm for Cowart at third base. Nice job on that quick transfer and throwing arm for Caleb Cowart on that slow roller. See how far back and how quick he has to come in on the baseball with the glove and the quick transfer, and a lot on that throw, off balance throw to get McCann at first base. Solid play by Cowart.
Here's Highbars, walked twice. Swinging first pitch. It's a fly ball to right field. Cole comes in on it. And we'll put it away for the third out, but the Tigers strike for 3. Capper Upton's 2-run shot. It's 3-1 Detroit as we head to the 7th. Back-to-back doubles and a home run. The difference in this game, Justin Upton getting his 17th of the year. Handles here in the 7th will have Crone, Simmons, and Buss. The only base runner over the last 5 innings that Verlander has allowed was the walk, the 2-out walk to Andrelton Simmons in the 4th. Aside from that, it was the 2 hits in the 1st inning. Pujols' home run and Cron's single. CJ 1 for 2.
When we add that all together, last 23 innings pitched here in this ballpark for Verlander against the Angels, a total of 4 hits allowed. He's averaging about a little over 107 pitches per start, so you know he's always going to be out there deep in the game, 4th most in the majors as far as pitches per start. Into the 7th inning once again.
Cron pops it up to shallow center. One down.
Halos will take on the Rangers on Sunday, September 11th at 12:35. Fans in attendance will receive a patriotic baseball cap courtesy of Chronic Tacos while supplies last. Just go to angels.com for more information.
One out, nobody on for Simmons. One ball, no strikes. Hampstead ground out to end the first inning and a walk, as we mentioned, in the 4th. The only free pass Verlander has issued. 7 strikeouts to go with that walk.
I've seen this too often, behind an account 2-0 for Verlander in this game. He's faced 23 batters, 17 of them first pitch strikes. 91 pitches now on the evening for Verlander.
Ground ball to second. 2 down.
Pretty much on right now his average per start, 6.7 innings per start this season for Verlander, which is tied for 5th most in Major League Baseball. It's one thing Pat Osmus always feels comfortable with, giving the baseball to Verlander. At night he doesn't have to use as many guys out of his bullpen.
This is hit toward first and gloved by Miguel Cabrera, and the Angels are down in order. Stretch time at Comerica. Tigers leading it 3-1. of this series tomorrow night. It is Brett Oberholzer getting the spot start. Jaleisha Steen's been moved back to the bullpen because, well, Mike Scioscia says that's where he's pitched better, and that is factual. Michael Fulmer, the rookie, looking for his 11th win. He's had a terrific season. That game will be on FS1 tomorrow night. And then Tyler Skaggs, Anibal Sanchez on Sunday afternoon before the Angels return home for a quick 3-game homestand against the Cincinnati Reds. Oberholzer will be making his first start as an Angel.
Here's Brett, ready for that start tomorrow.
He's pitched in 3 games out of the pen since the Angels picked him up. Kinsler rips one right to Caleb Cowart. 1 out. That ball was a rocket. Kinsler's 0 for 4 tonight.
And he's hit the ball hard his last 3 at bats. Nothing to show for it.
We'll bring up Cameron MAYBIN. Breaking ball for a strike. MAYBIN a couple of hits tonight, 2 for 3. Strikeout, a single and a double. Stranded in scoring position in the 5th. Double his 8th. 2-1. This one's out toward right field, chasing Cole back. He's at the wall, and that is off the top of the fence. And no call, and now it is a home run called by the first base umpire, Mike Everett. It's 4-1 as Mike Scioscia, I'm sure, will have a look at it downstairs. MAYBIN's 3rd home run of the season.
And there's Dina Weeble calling in to Steve Solis to see. Got the call saying yes. We're going to go ahead and check it. Oh no, go to the bullpen instead. See that one off the railing.
A little bit of a delayed call by Everett, but just making sure he got it right. That's going to be it for Ricky Nolasco as he gives up 4 runs. He departs with 1 out here in the 7th. The pitching change. First of the night. Halos down 4-1. 7th with 1 out. Let's go back and take a look at the home run hit by MAYBIN.
See right there over the wall, clearing that yellow line and off the railing behind the wall. And back in the field of play. And now here's what's left in the tank, presented by 76. Mike Morin in the game, his 46th game. An ERA 5.08. 37 strikeouts in 44 and a third innings pitched for Mike Morin this season.
Velasco 6 1/3. 9 hits, 2 home runs, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks, 4 runs, and all 4 earned. Mike Moore comes in to face Miguel Cabrera, who's 0 for 2. Did pick up a walk in the first. Moore pitching in his 46th game. First one's outside. That's a 1-ball, no strike count. One and two.
A good changeup from Morin against Cabrera.
Cabrera will go down for the second out of the inning.
This little tight slider there from Mike Morin. After a changeup pitch before, 87-mile-an-hour slider. Real good one from Morin to get a swing and miss against a very good hitter, especially on a breaking ball.
Martinez 1 for 3. He started off that 3-run rally in the 6th inning with a double down the line. 20th of the year.
Velasco had that shutout going in through the 5th inning, but the 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th and 1 here in the 7th.
He had been living on the edge. The only easy inning for him was the 4th, in which he retired the signing order. And a double play ball also in the 3rd. This was pulled down the right field line, but hooking foul. 1-2. Out in front of it, pulls it foul again. Still at 1-2. Halos in the 8th. At the bottom third of their order, Bandy, Cowart, and Pennington trying to solve Justin Verlander. He's retired 10 straight since walking Simmons in the 4th. This one's out to center. Trout's there. And Moore comes in and gets the last 2 out. 7 in the books. It's 4-1 Detroit.
Detroit by the Tigers. So far the difference in this one as they lead it 4-1 over the Halos as we go to the top of the 8th inning. Ken French back with you. And don't forget, following the game, it's Angels Live presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers with myself and Jose Mo to bring all the highlights and interviews from this one. But then after the post-game show, a brand new edition of Angels Weekly where we focus on Garrett Anderson, who recently inducted into the Angels Hall of Fame. We'll take a look back at his great career, also talk to his high school baseball coach, and finally bring you some of the highlights from that great ceremony. And fellows, as we send it back up to you, GA pretty stoic when it comes to playing the game, but he was pretty emotional during that ceremony, especially talking about his dad.
Yeah, he certainly was in one of those moments where he had to kind of catch himself, and we asked him about it during the broadcast that night when he was on with us. And just it's great to see. It was a good night for a guy that was always very quiet. You know, I know he got called, labeled a lot of things, but guy was as clutch as they come, that's for sure.
Yeah, when you were a teammate where he's around his comfortable environment, though, he was a lot of fun to be around. But yeah, he was extremely emotional that night.
Bandy pops it up. Miguel Cabrera back it up. That's the first out here in the 8th.
Well, what do we say about getting Verlander early when you get a chance, scoring early in that first inning? 2 hits in the first inning. Since then, no hits.
Caleb Cowart 0 for 2 with a pop-up and a strikeout.
Yes.
1 ball, 1 strike, did not go. Tim Timmons, the third base umpire. This is pulled to right field, a base hit. Just went down and got it. Just the 3rd hit allowed by Verlander. First base runner since the 4th.
Think about how comfortable Cowart looks at the plate since his recall. Pretty good at bat there against Verlander.
One out, 1 on, and Cliff Pennington up. struck out his first time up. A fly ball to left the fifth. 0 for 2, starting second baseman tonight. No balls and a strike. Those scores throughout Major League Baseball dealing with the American League West. Oakland trailing St. Louis at Busch Stadium 2-1. That game's in the fifth. Houston leading the Rays 3-1. That game the top of the fifth inning. Rays making it known that they are going to release outfielder Desmond Jennings tomorrow. A lot of promise when he first came to the big leagues. It's never panned out. Health always seemed to be an issue for him. But still take a shot on a guy like that.
Oh, very athletic, good power, good outfielder.
Seattle leading the White Sox 3-0 at Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago. Wonder if we get better cell service now. It's no longer. What was it? U.S. Cellular. Cell service there was brutal. Pennington pops it up. Cabrera toward the dugout, as is McCann, and they both ran out of the room. No balls, 2 strikes. Cleveland leading Texas 3-0. That's down in Arlington.
How about the Yankees with Gary Sanchez? Another home run for the Yankees, number 10.
All I say is be careful of the Kevin Moss syndrome. Don't get overly excited right now.
Got the batting average too at 400.
Just a bounce foul. Boy, Gary DiSarcina, fleet of foot. My gosh.
You know Miguel Cabrera saying something new now.
I don't think I've ever seen him move like that. The grace, the poise. Didn't even have to stretch either.
He will tomorrow.
A little battle for Pennington. Verlander 103 pitches. Status quo.
Continue to foul off those pitches in the strike zone after being behind that. Chased a little bit out of the strike zone by Pennington, but still trying to find a way on base. Bring that tying run to the plate, and Cole Calhoun on deck.
Boy, still got a piece of it. What a plate appearance by Cliff Pennington. Keeping it going. One and two.
Laying off that high fastball, Verlander to try to get him to chase. He swung at a couple breaking balls up there.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Action in the Tigers pen.
All of a sudden, quite a few pitches in this at bat against Pennington have been elevated out of the strike zone.
Green just looking gone. Frankie just got up and started loosening.
It usually tells you that a pitcher, especially when you start elevating a lot of pitches, that means your legs are starting to give out. Getting a little bit tired at this point.
Down goes Pennington, 2 outs.
Well, right back upstairs with a fastball, and this time got a swing and miss. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Got it by Pennington. 8 strikeouts in the game for Verlander.
We're going back to Gary Sanchez. Reading here that the 3rd fastest major leaguer ever to 10 home runs.
He's been really good behind the plate also defensively.
Cole takes a strike. Calhoun 0 for 3. No balls, 2 strikes.
He's gotten called twice now. Strikeouts on down and in on a slider. Cole trying to get on base. Give Trout an opportunity to tie it up with 1 swing of the bat.
This was down the right field line. It's a fair ball. Heading to 3rd is COWART. He might be waved in, and Ron Renicky is going to wave him home. Cole in at 2nd. It's an RBI double, and it's 4-2.
Cole's first career hit against Verlander is a big one, a double, and it scores a run, RBI. RBI number 58, 24th double. Looks like that's going to be it for Verlander.
Fought that one off too. Cole did. Just a pitch in on the hands. Brad Austin is making his way out, and he's made the call to the pen. That's going to be it for Justin Verlander. It's 4-2 Detroit as Verlander will depart to a terrific round of applause. Justin Verlander after giving up the RBI double to Cole Calhoun. Frankie Rodriguez is on in relief. So in and out, who's in, who's out. Frankie pitching in his 49th game, 1-3 mark, a 3.02 ERA, 35 saves this year for the veteran, 40 strikeouts, 15 walks, 44 and 2/3 innings.
Yeah, mentioned Scott Shields was talking about him, how he set him up early on in his career Fastball is not the same as it used to be when he's a member of the Angels. Fastball going to be an average of between 88 and 92 range. Curveball and a plus changeup, and he throws a ton of changeups. Over 44% of his pitches is now changeup.
Facing Mike Trout. Trout 0 for 3. First one off the plate. There's the 1-0. Outside. 2 balls, no strikes. In there for a strike. 2-1.
And threw a 2-0 changeup.
Just missed off the plate. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Albert Pujols on deck, who homered in the first inning. Mike Trout, great power, especially on off-speed pitches.
Here's the 3-1. Trout works the walk. So 2 on, 2 outs, and here comes Albert. Albert tonight 1 for 3 with a home run in the first, a strikeout in the 4th, and a line out sharply hit in the 6th inning.
And Verlander looking on a little nervous there, especially when you got Albert Pujols and how many RBIs he has this year and throughout his career. Never comfortable as a starting pitcher in this scenario with Pujols at the plate.
Albert 2 for 6 in his career against Rodriguez with a double. 4-2 Tigers here in the 8th. 2 outs. First pitch, a strike.
Albert hitting .333 against Frankie Rodriguez. Verlander looking and hoping.
The 1 hammer down the left field line. It's got home run distance, but it's going foul.
Way out to left. That's one where Verlander probably didn't want to look at that one. As long as you can hope for it, it hooked foul, but Albert hit that one a long, long way. But foul.
McCann going out to talk things over with Frankie.
You think he's saying, hey, this don't throw that pitch again?
Calhoun at second, Trout at first. It's a 4-2 Tiger lead. Albert backs out. No balls, 2 strikes. Oh, 2. Down in the dirt, and it gets away. Cole will advance to third. Trout to second.
Now 2 men in scoring position for Pujols. He tries to add on to that RBI total. You wonder how many pitches that Frankie Rodriguez will throw anywhere near the strike zone now with the base open, with Albert at the plate.
Halos have A.J. Octor and J.C. Ramirez getting ready in the bullpen. Verlander just can't stop moving around. Now the 1-2. Albert chops this one to the left side. Ibar has it. Plants, fires to first, and the inning is over. The Angels do get a run, but we'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Halos down 4-2.
It's 4-2 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Let's take a look at a game break from Yankee Stadium. That's in Gary Sanchez. That fastball, inner side part of the plate, 90-mile-an-hour fastball, turns on and hits it out. His 10th home run, and this is 22nd game, third fastest in Major League history to get to that point in 22 games. George Scott and Trevor Story. Only one's faster than Gary Sanchez as far as getting to 10 home runs, which is a short period of time in his Major League career.
A.J. Octor's on in relief. He'll pitch the bottom of the 8th inning. He'll face Martinez, Upton, and McGee. 15th appearance at the Major League level for A.J. No record of .370 ERA. Mike Morin closed out the 7th, going 2/3 of an inning, striking out Cabrera and getting Victor Martinez hit a fly ball to center. Octor, 27-year-old, an Ohio native, but he went to Michigan State University. Twins' 46th round pick in 2010. He was part of the entourage before the game. Kirk Gibson also went to Michigan State, but Gibby wasn't on the field with the president of Michigan State University.
Yes.
With the check presentation out there. It was A.J. Octor.
Yes, it was. A.J. Octor's mom's birthday is today also.
Over to third. Coward has it.
And Octor's birthday himself tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Mama Octor. One down. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you've come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. Includes a free subscription to App Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions do apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
Pretty good pitch right there. Upper part of the strike zone, did not get the call.
Upton 2 for 3, a double in the second, a ground out in the fourth, and a home run, 2-run shot in the sixth. Snapped the 1-1 time. Slider for a strike.
Dangerous spot with that fastball from Octor to Upton. 91-mile-an-hour fastball, but split the middle of the plate.
Just missed low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Looking ahead to the Angels' 9th inning. Crone, Simmons, and Buss. Due up. Upton pops it up. First base side. Crone moving over. Looks like he's got to play. 2 down.
Base is clear for Casey McGee.
Veteran. Sitting .322 at AAA. Last time in the big leagues, last season with the Marlins. He was playing in 60 games. Drives this one out to center. Trout racing back. And in this ballpark, you better hit it a little bit harder. A 1-2-3 inning for A.J. Octor. We head to the 9th. Halos down 4-2.
Catch game 2 of this series over on FS1 as part of a doubleheader that begins with the Cubs taking on the Dodgers. The action begins tomorrow at noon Pacific on FS1, or you can always watch it live on Fox Sports Go.
Should be good one. What a battle it will be for Trout and the guys against Fulmer, who's thrown the ball so well, the phenom rookie for the Tigers.
New left fielder for the Tigers, Tyler Collins, taking over for Justin Upton. No other changes. Frankie Rodriguez back out on the mound. Halo sending up Crone, Simmons, and Buss. Crone 1 for 3 with a single back in the first. Final line for Justin Verlander, 7 2/3, 4 strikeouts, or pardon me, 4 hits, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk. One of those hits, the Pujols home run. Two balls, 1 strike. Halos getting a run in the 8th inning. It's stranding 2 base runners. Albert grounding out to finish the 8th. Clinton fouling out of play.
You see the difference in that velocity on the fastball from when he was wearing that Angel uniform for Frankie Rodriguez, 88, 89. 1 point rushing that fastball, mid-90s. Change speeds very well with his slider. More of a slur between a curve and a slider. Excellent changeup. A lot more changeups now.
Crone will go down swinging. McCann will throw down to first to complete the strikeout. 1 down.
And there's that changeup from Frankie Rodriguez to get a swing and miss. He's got great arm action on that one. As a hitter, you think it's a fastball, and then all of a sudden at 82, 83, bottom drops out.
Simmons 0 for 2 with a walk. Good crowd tonight. The opening game of this series, 31,357. Fireworks show after the game. They had some fireworks during the game. A couple of home runs for the Tigers, 1 for the Angels. Total of 4 hits for the Halos tonight. 9 for Detroit.
A little bit late on that fastball. Frankie Rodriguez back in 2008 as a member of the Angels. 62 saves, which to this day still a major league record for saves in a season.
Two balls, 1 strike.
Record before that, Bobby Thigpen, 1990 with 57.
Chicago White Sox. White Sox, by the way, make their home now at Guaranteed Rate Field. In case you hadn't heard. Three-one count. Handles looking for a base runner to get the tying run to the plate. Full count. Middleton seemed to be taking the whole way.
Yeah, that's the thought process he had. Get on base any way he can, whether it's a walk or a single.
Three-two, and he walked him.
That brings that tying run to the plate. Second walk of the game for Simmons.
Here's Nick Buss, 0 for 3. Grounded out his last time up. In there for a strike. What do you think the line would have been in Vegas of Eric Ibar and Andrelton Simmons combining for 4 walks in a game?
You'd be a happy man. Both very aggressive at the plate. Don't see a lot of pitches.
2 walks each, man.
With 2 walks.
Andrelton a total 16 on the season. 0-1. This is rolled foul. No balls, 2 strikes. A big one here because you need a base runner to try to bring that tying run to the plate, and that's Buss. Bandy's on deck. 4-2 Tigers. We are in the 9th with 1 out.
Try to sneak a fastball by Buss. Foul that went straight back.
Buss hits one over to Kisler. For 1, Ibar's relay in time. It's a double play, and the Angels drop the opener of the series by the final of 4-2.
That was a pretty impressive double play. I didn't think off the bat had a shot at that, but able to turn it. Kinsler to Ibar. Rodriguez picks up the save. Justin Verlander, his 14th W of the season. Detroit wins game 1 of this 3-game set, 4-2. The Angels had a couple chances late, but unable to capitalize against their former teammate and Frankie Rodriguez, who picks up the save.
3-1, 6th inning. The difference in this one is Ricky Nolasco takes the loss. 4-2 the final. Tigers win it. Stick around. Angels Live postgame's coming up next.